It is time to test Microwin, and it's been a great commit. It's a PR we've done. I think the last couple weeks we really started going around. There's been a couple more pull requests done offline since the last time you've seen me. I've done a couple additions to it as well. I think the last time we added like a try, catch, and finally a statement to try and kind of smooth things out. I have noticed some really nice things about it. Specifically, when it comes to Microwin, it creates an ISO and mounts and unmounts things way faster than like an NT Lite or really anything else. It's kind of amazing in that regard. But we need to test it more because there's problems with like ISO creation that I'm running into on some boxes, on fresh boxes. And it could be a defender problem. It could be a multitude of different issues, but sadly, like the OSC DIMG, that's having problems that we have to work out. Ashlyn, how's it going? Oh man, I've been on break, and sorry for lack of streams, videos. I've been like playing a crap ton of Age of Empires 4. Little side rant here, guys, so you guys can see this. So I'm not very good at RTS games, so that's why I haven't streamed it. I probably will stream it at some time, but Titus Maximus has been playing some Age of Empires 4 offline. This is, I think, yesterday. I might have an addiction to this game. I love it. It is so much fun. And I'm not very good, but I have a lot of fun with it. I had like an epic battle that was just insane. If there's any RTS fans in here, you guys would really appreciate this one. It was 104 minutes long. And this guy outranked me. He was a gold player. He outranked me 240 ELO points. So just way, way higher than me. And I grinded him out to finally pull the win. I got 40 ELO points for that one. That was probably my most favorite match. It was an epic battle. So yeah, definitely check that one. Oh, I don't think you can check it out because I didn't stream it on Twitch. Anyways, you're probably going to see me stream more Age of Empires 4. That's why I bring it up. So if you're only here for tech streams, totally get that. Tuesday, Thursday, still going to be tech streams, but I am going to be mixing more Age of Empires 4 in because I'm having a blast. Oh, man. Yeah, that's the fun part. You know why we're sitting here? It's going to be a lot of chatting today. So if you guys have any questions, by all means, hit me up. Because creating ISOs takes a long time. And what we're going to do is pull in all those commits from our test branch right now. Let's see. We should have like 3 or 4 pulls. Oh, okay, 7. 7 changes. So we're going to change those, and then we're going to just work locally. And that way we can kind of massage the code a little bit more to make it spit out what we want. So we're going to get this going. We're just going to pull this up in the background. Let's go Winutil here. And we'll just go ahead and do a compile just to make sure it's fresh. And Winutil. And here's the new hotness. We're going to go Microwin. We're going to select our ISO. Now, I am trying something different here. We can actually pull the ISO directly from like a network drive, which is pretty darn cool. Let's just pull that directly from my Synology box, shall we? A lot of time without playing AoE. Yeah, I think a lot of people get... I think it was like an actual YouTube video that was like, hey, if you like this type of thing, by all means, don't worry about sucking. Just have fun with it, and it's more about like economy and battles and those types of things. And then you'll eventually learn all the little ins and outs of that. And I like watching YouTube videos, and there's a high skill ceiling to it. And anything with like a super high skill ceiling, I'm like kind of like attracted to. Like even like other stuff, like working out and stuff. I like stuff with like ridiculous high skill ceilings. That's why I would like CrossFit. But then there was like when it comes to games, there's stuff like super high skill ceilings I enjoy, like things that you're like, holy crap, what the hell, why would you do all this just to play that game, like EverQuest with all the crazy stuff going on with it. I love that high skill ceiling. And I see that with online Age of Empires 4. There's a huge skill ceiling, and it's new to where other people can enjoy it too. And I was like, I love it. So I'm almost kind of like a glutton for punishment. Let's grab Windows 11. I think, here, we'll grab the regular. We're not going to grab the international. All right. NSZ, thanks for the tier 1 sub. First time here, Empty. All right. Well, this one's, we're actually trying to do an NT Lite replacement through a PowerShell. Just adding on to our little utility. Should be a fun stream, but a lot of chatting because, yeah. Let's see. Let's just pull in chat over here. I still need to redo the chat overlay. Is this good ISO for a VM? I think so. We'll see. Oh, if not, we will make it. We will make it such. We will make it so. Muns, thanks for the Prime. Because, yeah, VMs, you see me, I'm using VMs all the time. All right, let's try Pro. We're going to keep Defender, keep Edge. We will de-bloat with Provision and AppX packages. These, I think we will probably end up massaging a little bit because I think it does remove DISM, which I like, leaving that in, even for a noob, just because there's times noobs run into problems and many things online require DISM. So I kind of like that. I noticed, I think one of them removes some of those. So we might massage that a little more. Either way, I think we're going to leave it as is. Let's do our initial run through. I do anticipate this to fail, as it did fail on my inside PC when I was testing it out earlier today. All right. Lots of new faces in chat today. Yeah, I've actually really enjoyed. I might multi-stream, but I don't know on the multi-streaming. If I did multi-streaming, here's something I kind of brought up a little bit on an earlier stream, but I could do like multi-stream to a whole bunch of platforms and then have everybody chat through the IRC server on Twitch, because I don't actually ever log into Twitch usually. Usually I'm just using Chatterino or just going, you can even use WeChat if you don't care about emotes, but a lot of people on Twitch care about emotes. But for those like YouTube or other folks that are outside of the app and want to chat, we could do like an IRC connection. That's kind of cool. I don't know what your take is. What's your opinion of EU mandating companies to allow uninstall preloaded apps? I think you know what my take is here. Come on. That should be absolutely mandated by all countries, the US included. Once upon a time, the US cared about monopolies. I know, that time has passed. But once upon a time, Microsoft did lose a lawsuit, and they were getting broken up because of antitrust allegations just for installing Microsoft or Internet Explorer, or Internet Exploder, sorry, back in the late 90s. And they did find they had a monopoly in them, but just installing it by defaults. Now, mind you, you could still uninstall it back then. That's how far we've come. That not only can Microsoft bundle their web browser with their OS, but they can make it so you can't uninstall it. And apparently that's okay in the US now. That's how far we've fallen. And mind you, looking back on that case, you're like, wait a second, well, if they got broken up, why did Microsoft was able to stay in one piece instead of getting all their stuff broken out? Well, on appeal, apparently they found an amicable judge, and this is about the same time Microsoft started donating and lobbying hard after they realized, oh crap, we need to pay off these politicians quickly. And we need to start building up a very strong government presence, which they've been very successful with. They have an entire dedicated wing of Microsoft specifically to government. And they've been very, very successful with their lobbying efforts. But long story short, yes, the EU and a whole bunch of other countries should follow suit. Not only would I like to see them break it up, but I think they should fine Microsoft billions of dollars for this egregious behavior, especially making it to where you can't easily uninstall Microsoft Edge. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. So that's my thoughts on it. That's my rant of the day when it comes to that. But EU, good job. Everyone should do that. Have you got Linux mounted in Explorer? If so, how did you do it? You can't really mount Linux in there well. ext4 doesn't really play that well. BetterFS definitely doesn't. I was looking at a couple different ways of doing this because there used to be a open source project, because I hate NTFS. Like, for those Windows users out there that just do Windows, hey, I get it. I'm with you. I use Windows all the time too. But NTFS is just a terrible file system. The journaling, the hard shutdowns, it just corrupts way easier than any other file system. ext4, light years ahead of it. Mac OS, way ahead of it. Everything's better than NTFS. NTFS is just an abomination. The only thing worse than that is FAT, which is another rant all on its own that Microsoft created. But I say all that because I did see an open source project to install BetterFS as your file system and then tack on Windows inside of it. That's kind of interesting. Having a BetterFS Windows system is kind of intriguing to me. I meant to do a video on it, but then I got thinking not very many people really care about file systems. But it's still interesting. Yeah. Was that it? Let me see, Ashline. Let's see. Oh, where are you at? Let's pull that up. Yeah, WinBetterFS. Oh, he's still at it. Oh, man. How am I not started on this? Yeah, the open source BetterFS driver for Windows. This is kind of an interesting one. So you could... Oh, this is an actual full-blown driver. That is cool. So you could do BetterFS for that. And you could boot Windows from BetterFS, which is kind of cool. And then I think you could even mount it using this. That is neat. It is also included in part of the free operating system React OS. Very, very cool. Man. Yeah, I need to revisit it. That is such a cool project. You can't use Microsoft Store apps on BetterFS, oddly. That makes sense. There's a lot of special permissions on Windows applications, and especially the provisioning behind them, that actually doesn't surprise me. Wasn't Microsoft working on a new, more modern file system for Windows 10X? I don't think so. And honestly, they really shouldn't. They should just take an other standard. Like BetterFS is a perfect example. The problem that they have is, I think, like the GPL licensing and some of the licensing for the open source file systems is where they kind of get messed up, to where if they do commits back and if they change things, they have to open source their stuff as part of the GPL licensing. There might be file systems that have a little more open-ended, or maybe even an MIT license that they could use, but I don't know enough on that. But they definitely should do something, at least have ext4 support. I think there is an ext4 read-only driver. Don't quote me on this. I have done mounted ext4 instances inside a WSL instance using PowerShell. And that does work. It's just kind of, it's kind of gross, you know? It's hard to say. It's not like you can't exactly just pull up your file browser and then just click on your drive kind of thing like you do in Linux. For my desktops, I like to use Ultimate Power. It's on my tweaks if you don't use it. We should probably check this one. I also, offline this last week, I did upgrade my graphics card. So the 5700 XT is no more. One, it was too loud. And I was trying to do something in Resolve. I was editing. And it just wasn't doing it for me. So we ended up upgrading to here. This honking thing. Well, that's actually it's mirrored, so you can't really see it. Anyways, RX 7800 XT. This card is awesome. So, you know me. I was almost tempted to get an NVIDIA. I looked and I was like, I use Linux too much to go down the NVIDIA route. And I tinker way too much with like Arch and other things, and I don't want to mess with NVIDIA drivers on Linux. So a lot of times I'm just like, screw all that noise. Is it better than balance mode? We're going to get a lot more performance. It's going to use a lot more power though. No DaVinci on Linux for me, mainly just because the licensing between X264, which is primarily what I do for all my recordings here. So DaVinci on Linux for me is kind of a no-go. You can buy extra licenses for it. Like I have the studio license for DaVinci, but it's just not really worth it. There's some other aspects. It's just you don't have feature parity between the two. So you're kind of working at a little bit of a disadvantage using it on Linux. I just bought a 6800 XT as it generally has better performance than the 7800 XT. True, it's almost very, very similar in performance. I think the 7800 XT is a little more power performant, price per watt, but very, very close. But yeah, you really can't go wrong with either one. 6800 XT or the 7800 XT. I want to say the 6800 XT is a little more performant and it's a little bit cheaper if you can, but it's going to be used most cases. And if you can find it brand new, then swap it up. It's definitely a good deal. For me, I just went to Micro Center and picked it up. Yeah, and I wanted to look at AV1 recording as well. I was getting into the multi-stream I mentioned at the start of the stream, but I was looking at doing like an RTMP server and then doing like an AV1 recording to multi-stream to YouTube, and then maybe do Twitch at, you could maybe use an NVENC or X264, but then I also am recording all these as I do them. So I like to record, and having one system kind of handling all that is asking a bit much. I don't know. Like I said, I still got to tinker around with it more, so I'm probably going to upgrade that streaming PC. We'll see. All right. Doesn't look like that ISO creation worked. And this is the error I was running into. And I think it's something I do because I noticed other people didn't have this error. And it might be the fact I'm using Windows Pro, or maybe it's because I'm mounting it from a network drive. But it does seem to not work for me. So let's take a peek at our C drive. I made sure to add that error check to see if it doesn't create the ISO. I don't want it wiping out our beautiful thing. So then we can just run the command until we get it perfect. Because if we look here, and we go like temp, like this. And if we look at the size, we should see our ISO in here in the temp folder as per this. And obviously the ISO is located here. No, it's not. It never got created. So that's the problem we're running into. So let's change this. This custom Microwin work to customize Windows 10 ISO. Good question, LC. I don't know. I don't know at all. So we're going to have to test all of these things. That's why I haven't merged this in the main branch yet, because I'm like, okay, I need to make sure it's all working on all my systems before we do a main branch purge. So we have a crap ton of PRs sitting out in here too. You'll notice 8 PRs. I don't want to merge any of those PRs because I want to get Microwin done before we do any more merges. And that's what's kind of holding up these other PRs. All right, let's look at, I'm just going to go open recent WinUtil. Here's our invoke script. We were already looking at this last time, and what we need is, you can see I've added this right here. If it's if it's successfully created, go ahead and perform the cleanup. However, if it fails, I want it to tell the user it failed. Let's see, was there anything else in here? And this is the cleanup. See, this right host, I think we're going to just comment out as well. And if it does equal that, then actually, let's just take this whole right host line and we're going to just make it up here. And then let's take this OSCDM and let's see what we can do with it. This is an operator command. We could, I don't know if that operator command is needed, but I want to say it is. We could also do like a CMDC and push it through command line, as this should work. So let's just change a few things. This mount directory, we're going to need to change to like C:, what was it? Microwin. We're going to just take the variables out. We want to manually run this now. C:/ microwin. All right. C:/ microwin. All right, that looks good. Let's run this, make sure it even makes it. See, that command is working. And if we look at our temp file, there it is. So the command does work. It's just not working in the script. Let's do a start process. All right, let's delete that. Let's ask GPT. I've been leaning on GPT. I'm becoming one of those worthless GPT. Oh, high demand. It's probably all that OpenAI press they've been getting. This is great. All right. Anyways, let's take this command, and we're just gonna say launch using start process instead of operator for this code. Let's see. Yeah, OSCDIMG is part of Windows ADK, so that should be fine. Argument list, that's fine. No new windows, and then I think a dash wait is needed just to verify this. Let's try separating this out into a start process because the command's good, and I like all this. I feel like that would fix most of our issues. Let's copy this code. We're going to take our old line because this does work for some, just not me. Doesn't like me, but I'm kind of happy it happens to me. That way I don't get this weird weird person replying back going, "Hey, why didn't this work?" So I think this should go fine, and we do have a wait command on that start process. So that should wait for it to finish and then proceed after. All right, let's try this new setup. We're going to do a compile. And then let's come over here and Winget, using our new hotness. Same thing. We're gonna just replicate exactly what we did last time. It could be me using a network drive here, but again, I want to try and throw a bunch of curveballs at this because I know other people will do the same thing, and I'd much rather it not work for me and work for most others. Oh, is the stream music not going? Oh, jeez, we gotta have some music. Where? Oh, I don't think I can. 1 second. I think I forgot my routing table. My bad. I hear the stream music, but you guys don't. You do now. Ta-da! Fixed. All right. Twitch not letting me resub. I lost my Oh, no, Patrick. Damn, curse you, Twitch. Microwin for the win. We'll see. All right. So we got our home. Now we're going to go over to Pro. We're going to keep Defender, keep Edge. Let's just keep this as it is, and we'll try these other functions. Conti did add the new inject drivers, which is kind of cool. I love that aspect because I'm about to do a video bundling every single network driver ever created for Windows, for the most part, Windows 10 and 11, into an ISO. So then you'd have one master Windows file that you could run on any system, and it will, even oddball, weird 10G adapters and stuff like that would work. I think that'd be a fun video. Gotta have it, Snow. I was listening to it myself. I just forgot to turn my little routing table to say, hey, the audience wants to listen to this too. I love jamming out to the little lo-fi. Inject drivers. I know what I'm doing. Is there a typo in there? Inject spelled wrong, maybe? No, inject's right. Path to drivers is invalid. Oh, it's just in the script out. Okay. Let's track that down real fast. Otherwise, I'm never gonna fix it. How do you spell it? Let's see. Valiad. Uh-oh. Invalid. Okay, that's it. It's like, how do you spell invalid? It's one of those days. At least it's better than my last stream. I'm the worst at that. That should fix it. No NeoVim. I guess we could. Right now, I could have just popped up a new console for it. But yeah, for this, a lot of times, I guess it's just I have so many different files. I could do fuzzy finding, and I guess because I'm not very good with managing like 30 files all in one and then doing global searches within those files using NeoVim yet. I'm still faster in VS Code on that. Sad to say. For single files, I obviously still prefer NeoVim. I'm gonna get there, guys. I'm gonna get there. One of these decades, I am gonna 100% always be using NeoVim, grow out my massive neck beard, and then just NeoVim all day long. I'm using the rewritten Explorer in the latest Windows 11 update, and the search is still cursed. And it is. Man, I tell you, everything's not a bad solution. If you go to Void Tools, it's not a bad search. If you're searching a lot, I do recommend an everything search. There was another one out there as well. I can't remember exactly. On this system, I'm still using the 5600X. It's getting a little long in the tooth for me, so we'll probably be upgrading. I hate to tell y'all this, but y'all know I will probably move back to NVIDIA, or not NVIDIA, Intel. I'm probably going to go with the new Intel chip whenever that comes out. Although first gen Intel, that's always a dice roll, man. But it's supposedly going to be the bee's knees when it comes to integrated graphics too. So I'm kind of all about it. So we'll see. As you don't want to answer my queue, would you please provide a link to the Microwin project? Jax, it's actually part of the WinUtil. So it's right there. It's just another tab. We are doing it right now. We are fixing this Microwin section of the Windows utility. And I told myself I'm not going to make another video until this is done. So I might be making a video sometime next year. No, we're going to fix it. I'm not going to sleep until it's fixed. Yeah, thanks for the link there, Monk. Yeah, that's the commit, or one of the commits. I've massaged that initial commit for Microwin a little bit. We're doing a little more error trapping trying to make it a little bit, a little more performant, but more of an error checking type of thing. So every user, every system will be able to use it fairly easy. No, it's not. It's not a separate project. It was just a pull request. All it is just a second tab. So like when you're on here, here's the regular utility. Now there's going to be just a Microwin tab. Yeah, so that's the kind of the cool thing. Ah, Bravo. This is a good one. Bravo says, bought the app yesterday, tested it on a laptop. I proceeded to clean Windows and everything is great, but I get when I go to install apps, I get an error message saying everything's installed and okay, but it didn't install. Any hint? This is something new with 23H2, like new Windows installs. Microsoft has broken Winget out of the box. I've mentioned this a couple times, but Winget is broken out of the box now. It's installed, but you can install programs. Again, it's Microsoft. We don't expect perfection, and we love them for their incompetence. However, to fix it, you can either launch the Microsoft Store and update Winget manually through the Microsoft Store, but who wants to use a Microsoft account, sign in, and update? Ew, right? That's gross. So that's your first option. The second method, and my preferred method is, and if you already launched my tool, you already have Chocolatey. So what you do is just open up a new PowerShell. Just boom from PowerShell and just type Coco install Winget. Just like that. And what that's going to do is it's going to grab all the dependencies. It's going to grab the latest Winget directly from GitHub, and then it's just going to install it. I know, it's blasphemy, guys. I'm using a package manager to install a package manager. But if Microsoft would just make good products, they wouldn't have to do that. But it fixes Winget. And then anything you do from then on will work. So one command in PowerShell, or if you're a GUI-oriented person, no shade, you can launch Microsoft Store and then just update the Winget package through there. It's not called Winget in the Microsoft Store. It's called, oh Lord, do I even have Microsoft Store on here? Oh, I do. Am I logged in? I think if you go to library and the app installer is what it's called. This is the one you need to update right here. You update that, you're going to be money. So anyways, you could do it through the GUI, or you could just do a Coco install from PowerShell. Either way, you'll be good. Oh yeah, make sure to run as admin if you do the Coco install Winget. And to run and get an elevated PowerShell, just go terminal admin or PowerShell admin from here, and you should be able to do that. But that is the latest drama with like Winget and just the problems that it incurs. It's just kind of a bummer that happened. That's what I get for doing Winget instead of Chocolatey. But here we are. Guys, I'm thinking this worked. I'm feeling really good about this commit. This looks like it had completely fixed our ISO creation problems. I think we're getting ready to merge this. I think we're looking at a merge today to the main branch. I'm excited. Pumped up. Dude, that's what I'm talking about. Finally. So we performed the cleanup. Let's look. Yeah. There it is. Microwin.iso sitting in the temp directory. Hell yeah. Let's merge this bad boy. We fixed that typo. We changed this from the operator to a start process, and it forces everything to wait before going forward. And yeah, perfect. Fix. Before we do this, do we have error? Let's just close these guys out. Beautiful. So good. Hell yeah. Everything's looking good. Today is just a great day all around. Some days you have bad days. Some days you have fantastic days like today. This is just awesome. Microwin finalized. What? We fixed a typo. Fixed typo. Changed OSC DIMG from operand. I think it's called operand or oper. From using, or we're just gonna put ampersand to start process. Look at me. I'm getting better at documentation too. Push that up. Ah, oh, man, that's so good. Oh, maybe include a button to fix this Winget. Bravo. You're a genius, bro. Oh my gosh. See? I would never even thought of that. let's make a button real fast to fix it. Because we could do that. Oh man. All right, let's look at where are we going to put it? Let's just do a compile. Do we do that? Okay. Yeah. Winutil. And probably tweaks, config, probably fixes. Let's put it under the config fixes tab and call it like Winget fix. What do y'all say? What's the Microwin purpose? To make NT Lite obsolete, to make MSMGT toolkit obsolete, to make one easy creation ISO that any user can make, to get rid of all that Microsoft nonsense. All right, we're going to do this. Yeah, I think this would be, we'll put it in the fixes, because this is where we reset Windows Update when it gets borked. The reset network, that's just the NetSH, IntIP reset, and WinSock reset. System corruption scan is using SFC scan now, and DIMG, or not DIMG, DISM. It's like, nah, that's not right. Doing like a restore health there, and then obviously auto login. We're just gonna add it right here. I think this would be good. Winget reinstall is what we'll call it. Or maybe we go Winget. Yeah, Winget reinstall, I guess, makes the most sense. Yeah, that's what we'll call it. Let's just code that real fast. Ah, such a good idea. Because I've had so many people say, hey, Winget's not working, it won't install programs. And I'm like, oh, well, you have to do these fixes. Why didn't I just make a button? That's so much better. Let's go into XAML. Good Lord, why is that so big? Okay. What is it? System. Let's just call it corruption. I bet that's not in here a lot. Ah, there we go. Yeah. Let's just call it in here. And, do we need a tooltip for this? Nah, be fine. It's kind of self-explanatory. Winget reinstall. We'll call this, WPF fixes Winget. That looks fantastic. And then let's just add that bad boy into invoke panel. I don't want to do that. Probably need to. We'll just create a new file. Invoke WPF fixes Winget.ps1. Alrighty. Let's have Copilot write it for us. Write this function. Okay. Write command for Coco install Winget. I mean, kind of got it. Put it outside the brackets. Let's put it, oh, wait. We should change it. I know, I'm messing around now, but that's funny. All right, add documentation to top of function. Ah. You didn't base it off. Oh, maybe. Kinda. Yeah, it invokes admin rights. Author's gonna be called Bravo Norris. Yeah, you get idea from Bravo Norris. Today's date on the great day of November 28th in the Lord's year of 2023. Let's see. Example. Yeah, we're not going to call the example. We don't need examples. Name a package to install. Nope. Description. Yes. Yes. Synopsis. Ah, that looks good. Now, let's see if they did it correctly. Obviously, that's not correct. Alrighty. Let's take a beat. I mean, obviously, I think we got to clean this up a little bit. It's kind of funny. I like using Copilot sometimes. Oh, oops. No, come back. No, come back. Copilot. Oh, no. Well, anyways. Oh, darn it. How do you get Copilot to retype that? Retype what you just deleted. No! You... Oh, sad face. Okay, we'll do it. We'll do it a different way. Man, that's some BS, isn't it? This is kind of a weird system. What's this one look like? I guess, okay. Let's see. I don't really like how that one's done. Let's look at the DISM one. Okay. I mean, it's not the worst. Sad face. Man, that seemed to be going well, and then I forgot to hit the accept button. We're still giving Bravo credit though. It was a great idea. Synopsis. The synopsis here is fixes Winget. All right. By running Coco install Winget. Credit goes to Bravo Norris for the fantastic idea by pressing one button. I mean, really all we need is right. Yeah, let's just do that. Reinstalling Winget because 23H2 screwed it up. Coco install Winget. Yes. Close that bad boy out. I like it. Anything about this I don't like? No. I think that's fine. We could do it as a start process. I feel like probably doing a start process here would probably be the way to go. I don't want to get caught doing this. This is just kind of gross. Oh, we'll have... Okay, let's have Copilot do it. All right, Copilot. I'm gonna need you to fix this. Use start process for the accept. But it deleted that. I think you can only put certain commands in the header. That's why it didn't want that. That's fine. We'll fix it. We'll eventually get it. All right. Now, almost got it there. Look at that. No new window, please. It was so close. Look at Copilot. Is it any good? Not really. But sometimes I feel like it saves me time. All right, that looks good. I feel like there's something else I needed to do here, though. When you click on the button and it issues it, maybe not. I think it would invoke the W. I think it would go ahead and do it. No new window, wait, and install Winget. Let's try it out. Let's do a compile. And we'll relaunch. All right, there's the old one. And all right, let's see the new hotness. Well, let's just close this. All right, new hotness, config, Winget reinstall. Okay, don't show again. Okay, yeah, I thought there was something more I needed to do. I was like, I'm pretty sure I need to make a button command for this. But, yeah. Anyways. All right, let's see where invoke DISM is called from. Yeah, here we go. WPF fixes would be switch wildcard button. Fixes update. Look at that. There's Copilot. There, it did something. It did something good. So now we have that there and there. Perfect. So the invoke is now done with the wildcard button command. Perfect. Now it should work. Third time's the charm. Yeah. All right. Reinstall Winget. Winget is already installed. Damn right it is. All right, cool. Now we have the Winget reinstall command done. That's going to fix a lot of problems for a lot of people. Thank you. Bravo for that fantastic fix. We have our new fixes over here. Now we can start working through some PRs, right? Let's go, Lazy G. We are doing a Winget reinstall addition. Rejected. Oh, really? Ah, all right. Perfect. Ninja! Thanks for the prime. 4 months. All right, brother. Man, we are doing good today. So we've got Microwin ready to go. We now have a Winget reinstall button for everyone that installs the new 23H2 and has a broken Winget. Let's see what we got on the PRs. I guess we can start working through those PRs. I think most of them are just app PRs, though. So it's like, all right, we'll see what apps people want to install. I'm always like, I don't know. Some apps, if it's FOSS, I'm usually okay. Flurp browser. What in the... Has anybody ever heard of Floop? Flurp? Sort alphabetically the fixes button. Was it not sorted? All right, we got to check out the Flurp. Okay, we got 1.4 stars. Lots of activity, 6 hours. Oh, that's just a bot, though. But yeah, most of this looks relatively recent. Man, that was a terrible name. Browser built for keeping open, private, sustainable web alive based on Firefox. And it has Winget in install. And it has a bunch of PPAs, Flatpaks, all right. And it's in Nix. Yeah, okay. It checks all the boxes for being a good project for me. It's recent. It's up to date. Has 731,000 commits. Damn, that's a lot of commits. How many contributors? Oh, 5,000. Okay, have I been sleeping on this project? Am I the only one? Well, you know what? Let's try for the very first time a straw poll. Oh, okay. Let's try this. Type your question. All right. Have you heard of Flurp browser? All right. Option 1. Yes. No. Or should I make it like 0? I don't know. Oh, is there a way to there has to be a way to embed this into chat, right? I have to say no there. Straw poll? I'll just put it in chat. Yeah, we'll just share the link. Go old school here. I think there's a way to do like a culling of the chat so it'll just pulls like the 1s and 0s. I think that's a thing. You could say the contributors are committed. It's a good dad joke there. Oh yeah, Mercury browser for sure. That's actually run by Alex, my thorium guy. Man, let's see what we got for results. Okay, so I'm not the only one here because I was like, okay, oh, there's one. There's one person. That's man. Nice to see a streamer not sitting in a tub. Well, once we get to 10,000 subs, all bets are off. Noticed how I like did the mental math in my head. It was like, okay, what's an unobtainable goal? Yeah, that's gonna be it. Oh man. We are in my garage after all, so we could technically fit a tub in here. That would be crazy. Although there's room with as many electronics and the fact I have that right there, a 42U rack loaded to the gills with a whole bunch of electronics, putting a hot tub right next to it, probably not a smart idea. Just gonna throw that out there. Hot tubs, yeah, there we go. Just green screen it in. There we go. Ashland's got the fixes here. Do an ice bucket challenge with little effort. Oh, you know what? I did want to buy one of those. Oh, guys, you know Wim Hof? That would be a fun one. Instead of like all this like lame, like, oh, I'm gonna just put like a kiddie pool in there. What I want to see, and this is another streamer watching this could steal this idea from me, and I'm totally okay with it. But instead of that, like the kiddie pool thing, what they should do, hear me out, get an ice bath, right? And they make them where you got that, fill that sucker up with ice and then time to see how long. Although now thinking about it, there's a lot of people that don't have a lot of brain cells on Twitch that might end up staying in the ice bath a little too long and like getting hypothermia or something. But man, that would be cool to see the ice you know, the Wim Hof full blown sitting in the ice bath. That would be cool. I would love that. But I guess that you would only last for about 2 to 3 minutes because you're not supposed to be in those ice baths more than that long. So maybe not the best, but man, those would be some entertaining 2 or 3 minutes. The buildup would be worth it. All right, so we're not alone here. We've got small sample size, only 28 votes, but roughly 90% of you did not hear of the Flurp browser. We'll have to check that out sometime. We will go ahead and accept this PR though. That looks good. Let's take a look. Test branch checks out. He's doing application JSON perfectly, and he did it alphabetical for the most part. Flurp actually comes below Flame Shot, but not gonna hold that against him. That's fine. Yeah, those look good. Let's prove that. Move on to the next one. Squash and merge. Oh yeah, TikTok's way worse than Twitch though, in my opinion. Ice bath arch install, man. There we go. That would be awesome. No more daily drive in Linux. Well, yeah, you gotta. The Windows utility is being developed under Windows. I guess I could kind of do some of it, but it's hard to do the testing. That's the main problem. I guess launching VMs using like QEMU, we could do it. All right, Mercury browser from Alex. Yeah, we need to add that. Mercury is another good one. Mercury, putting that in there. Perfect. And alphabetical for the most part. We do. It's fun. Someone mentioned that VS Code had like an alphabetical command to sort JSON files. I didn't even know that was built into VS Code. So kind of a cool one. That looks good. Approved. Squash and merge. I'm waiting for another drunk install stream this holiday season. All right, HGH. Maybe for like Christmas Eve or something. Well, not Christmas Eve, because the wife's gonna need help in there. So that's not gonna help. But before Christmas, we're going to get something going. For sure. All right, Git extensions for Git client. A GUI Git client for Windows. What is this? Client. Git extensions? Git and Git extensions. Huh. Can't say I've ever seen that. Git extensions team, Git extensions. What is that? Standalone UI for managing Git repositories. This is truly the thing I love the most, though. Seeing like new programs that I've never really messed with. I'm like, that looks cool. Oh, that's neat. Okay, so you got all your stuff here. I like it a little bit better layout than the GitHub desktop. It's very bright, though. Do they have a dark theme? Ooh, I like the tree on the side. A lot of backers, too. All right, yeah, that's a win. Yeah, that's the thing. GitHub desktop may not be the most functional thing, but it does look at least a little pretty. But we're gonna add Git extensions. I think I like that addition. All right, moving on to the next. PDF SAM. Now, that's an interesting one. This application is used to split combined PDF files. The application is open source, and I'm personally using it on Windows and Linux. Thing you may not like, there exists a paid version, not included here, with more features. I am not affiliated with this application and would be interested in something else if it's better. Ooh, PDF SAM. Now, they do have an upcharge here. What's it look like? Let's check out old PDF SAM in the official site. Anybody having objections in chat to PDF SAM? Our commercial solution. Powerful, professional PDF template. Again, not a project that I have ever seen, but the basic SAM has a merge capability. It doesn't look like it has a whole bunch of paid crap around it. Then there's the enhanced one. I mean, the basic one being open source kind of pulls at my heartstrings a little bit. And at the end of the day, developers do need to get paid. I don't know. I'm leaning towards yes on this unless someone voices any objections. Yeah, I think the non-paid does everything. I mean, just using it for the merge is kind of nice. Merge and split are probably the biggest, and extracting certain pages. This is really basic stuff, but at the same time, it gives you all this in the basic, and this is free and open source since 2006. I'm going to go ahead and give it a pass. The commercial version gives you a little bit more down here. For editing certain files, like it'll probably do like an OCR. Yeah, there's the OCR. And then like editing text and stuff like that. But good luck trying to find an open source solution that does a good job editing. And before someone says LibreOffice, no. It kind of does it, but let's be honest. It's kind of half-ass of a solution. Let's not beat around the bush there. It's not the best. All right. Yeah, PDF SAM's fine. I think we'll accept this. Merge. Approve. And squash and merge. Thanks for acknowledging we get paid too. Yeah, there's some weird FOSS people out there that are like, everything needs to be free and open source. I'm like, well, people still need to get paid for their time. All right, guys. Do you know an open source PDF printer? God bless. You know, I think I just use the baked in stuff these days, but man, what did I use? I remember back in like the XP era installing, man, what was I using for a PDF printer back then? It escapes me. I installed it so many times and it was just like this little quick executable that would do it. Just GIMP to edit a PDF. Jeez, you hate yourself in using GIMP to edit. Hey, I love GIMP. I still use GIMP. It's right there in my that's how I use them on my thumbnails. Every thumbnail is created in GIMP on my channel. I know. But I looking back on when I first started YouTube, the first like 60-day challenge, Linux challenge or whatever, I like missed Adobe Photoshop so much, and almost every one of those videos was like a 2-minute rant of saying how much I hate GIMP because it's just so different. But after using it for several years, even with Photoshop available to me, I still prefer GIMP. Oh, speaking of which, this is actually not even in here. I did find this cool one. I think it's actually in the Discord. I don't even have Discord on here, do I? Oh well. What was it? RimBG? This is a cool, neat little thing. So what it does, you know how people like use iPhone and Photoshop to remove the background of images, and you know, it's kind of a pain. This cool like RimBG free GitHub tool, it's amazing. I just like make a bunch of YouTuber faces, and then for cutting out, I just say RimBG tool, hit this directory. So I'll make a bunch of screenshots, just make one video, make a bunch of faces, as YouTubers do, and then I just feed it into this tool, and then it just cuts me out. It just gives me all of it without a background, and then I can just drag and drop. I'm about to do another one because every single thumbnail I've been using for like the past year has been not been updated. You guys probably have noticed my face starts to look the same. That's because I've been using the same thumbnails for like 10 months. Although I haven't made very many videos lately, so I was like, I don't want to make a thumbnail. This is a game changer though. RimBG, I'll put it in chat so y'all can use that open source project too. If you need to remove backgrounds in bulk, oh, game changer. All right. Let's see. Finn. Angry IP Scanner. Calibre is amazing. Heidi SQL. I don't think I've ever used Heidi SQL. What's that one? Free software aimed to be easy to learn. Heidi lets you see and edit data and structures computers in a way. Okay. So it's like a PHP MyAdmin kind of deal. Oh no, it does multitude of database systems. Maria, MySQL, Microsoft SQL. Oh my god. PTSD every time I see MS SQL. Postgres. Okay. Yeah. Neat. Sure. That's fine. I don't think I've ever used that. Lin phone, I think I have used. I've used almost every soft phone on the market. It's not terrible. It's my endorsement of it. It's not terrible. Nextcloud Desktop's not bad. OpenRGB, that's good. OwnCloud Desktop, again, not bad. I tried running my own instances of these for a little bit. It just, I don't know. I just never got into it. The only one, Angry IP Scanner is one. Huh. It's on GitHub, free and open source. Man, there's so many good free and open source projects out there. Man. Yep. I like it. Test, yes. Files changed. ID SQL. All right. Yep. Zero tier spacing looks a little off, but whatever. We're gonna have to do. We might just accept all these. Spacing, I guess, changed. No, everything else looks good. Tommy's like, is my chat broken? Why doesn't it show in the chat box above you? And then it shows in the chat box above you. That's how all computer problems work. Love it. All right, that's good. All a very solid commit. Fixed typo in a few places. I'm sure this is all me. Extensions. Yeah, that's me. Me. Yep. 6. All right, I failed English class. I think that's... I don't know how many typo commits I got. And while I'm like... Yeah. All right. Thanks for the grammar police out there. Keeping me honest. But it keeps other grammar police from contacting me, so yeah, I still appreciate it. Do we have a search box on the app screen now? We sure do. We got a search box. You want to see? Let's do a git pull here. Let's do a compile. And WinUtil. So, our app menu is now getting kind of long. Let's say you wanted some flurp action. Flurp. Oh, there you are. Bam. Then you're like, oh, you know what? I also want to try out that Mercury browser. Yeah, let's get that too. Merc. Kind of cool. So we can go to town and be like, hey, you know what? We don't need some like Git in our lives. Oh, Git's not there. Git. Oops. I broke it. Oh, maybe there's white space. I broke it, Anyways, it works. I did. I don't even know what I did to break it. I'm the best tester in the world. I find all the bugs. Yeah, we're getting there. I don't even know what this app's gonna look like. To think it all started from like this really super basic admin script that I used for managing like a domain. And it was just a script I ran on new systems to strip stuff out. And then people were like, hey, I want to maybe not install Adobe or maybe not install these things. I'm like, oh, sure, let me just do that. So then it became yes, no PowerShell prompts. And then people are like, hey, what the hell? I don't want to type this into PowerShell and then say yes or no. I'm like, all right, I guess I can build a GUI in PowerShell. And then I did like a WinForms with like absolute positioning. So like the boxes weren't even lined up and people were like, yeah, this is better, but it's still kind of janky. Well, it's still good, Titus. Thumbs up. Here's a like. I'm not going to subscribe, though, because this is jank. And then, like, when we switched from that and moved over to PowerShell with run spaces and XAML, things got way bigger, way quicker. We got a lot more contributors, and that's when it just skyrocketed and kind of became the behemoth it is today. And it just keeps getting better. Like the Conti commits for Microwin has been crazy. And that's another thing I wouldn't even think of, because the cool thing that I don't even think I mentioned it yet is this new Microwin too. I didn't realize that when people type in stuff like MSMG toolkit, most of that's done through like a CMD, command prompt. And command prompt typically does everything like, hey, it waits for one process to finish and then it starts a new one. So MSMG toolkit takes forever to make a custom ISO. This uses run spaces and threading, so it works a lot faster. And you'll be able to create a whole ISO. We'll have to time it, but I want to say it's like around 5 minutes. NT Lite, which is paid software, usually takes 10 to 15 minutes. So this technically will make an ISO faster than anything you can buy on the market. I mean, that's kind of cool. I mean, that's freaking cool. I don't know what else to say on that. It's amazing to see, and just getting like ideas, and it shows like the power of open source too, because in just like Twitch chat, like Bravo jumping in chat and going, hey, it'd be nice if there's just a button to do that. That's not something I'd ever think up. A lot of times I would be like, oh yeah, you need to do this, type this command, and I'd do it in like one GitHub issue and then repeat myself 1,000 times. But just having someone in Twitch chat say, hey, create a button for it, and then everyone can just do it. I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. Bugs, you mean unplanned features? Yep. Hey, Marie. Yeah, we're good. All right, so we got that. That's looking mighty fine. Well, let's keep going. I think we can get through all these. Although this one, I haven't seen any of this. Oh, my posh, yeah. Mass code, snippet manager. Okay. Starship for sure. Postmaster. Free open source tool. Looks neat. We might have to try that out. Actually, I've used Safing IO tools before. No, I have used. This used to look different. Oh. This looks like a lot better than TCP view or something. Is it whole thing's free? Okay, here's some pricing. Privacy. Okay. Some of it's okay. That makes sense. I wonder what the features are. I guess let's just I like it though. That's a cool one. Definitely gonna have to check that out. Mass code. Let's try it. Let's see what this is. Boost your productivity. Code snippets manager for developers. It helps you create and organize your own personal snippet collection and have quick access. I guess if you're writing the same functions over and over. Very cool. Clean. Like it. Oh my posh, I don't need to look that up. I use that all the time, every single day. Dev tools. How do we feel about dev tools? I've installed it. But isn't this Microsoft one? Maybe not. Maybe I'm thinking of something different. Made with purple hearts for Windows. I mean, it's pretty, I guess. I remember installing it, but I didn't like it. Maybe someone out there does. CopyQ, better clipboard manager. I have used CopyQ. I've actually done this. It's actually really cool. I would show you guys on stream, but I would be afraid of what's in my clipboard, so... Get your mind out of the gutter. No, not that. I mean, like, product keys and such. I don't like dev toys. I'd stick with CyberChef. Thanks, Monk. What's CyberChef? CyberChef. Oh. Oh, this is like a regex thing, isn't it? Huh. Okay. All right. C-Link. Command prompt utility. The Powerland command editing tools for GNU read library. Provides reach completion history and line editing capabilities. Same line editing as Bash. Maybe it makes command line not suck so much. I like it. Okay. I've never used that. Expanding the command line. Cool. C-Link. Didn't know that existed. Clip grab. Video downloader. Oh no. Can't talk about that stuff. Flashcard repetition software. We're going to add it though. That's fine. We shall not mention any of that stuff. Stay away from it. Anki. Powerful, intelligent flashcards. Remembering things just become much easier. Learning a language, studying for law and medical exams, memorizing people's names and faces. I mean, that's cool. I'm sure someone out there might like it. Open source. Yeah, it looks like it. You got multi-platform too. Nice. All right, cool. All right, wrong branch. Let's edit that. Should be on the test. Let's look at the file changes. And key, copy Q, C-Link, clip grab, mass code, dev toys, oh my posh. All that looks good. Okay, just changing the order there. And that is good. Approved. Let's resolve these conflicts. All right. All right. We have Sublime, Sublime Text, Sublime Merge, Starship. Did we do a merge of Starship into the main branch? Oh, poop. Did we? Did I miss a merge? Why is the main branch different? Don't like it. Did I screw this up? Wouldn't be the first time. No, I didn't. Okay, good. Well, before I say that. Okay, no, we're still good. Okay. I was like, come on. That sucks. All right, we're good. The one thing I don't know, Starship. Oops. Why is Starship here? In this change, I understand them changing Sublime to Sublime Merge and Text, but I don't understand why that one should be like this. The thing I don't get out of this is why... Yeah, Starship's right there. Yeah, that's based on what I just did. Okay. I think it's fine. It's just kind of odd. Oh, this is a commit to main. Oh, that's his main, though. So we're fine. Let's revisit our files change just to make sure I didn't screw the pooch here. Yeah, Starship. Portmaster Dev Tools. I don't see Starship here. Oh, no. There's Starship. The Sublime Merge and Sublime Text does have me a little concerned. Let's take a peek at our branch here. Oh, yeah. No, it's there. Weird. Okay. It must have just been like an update from an earlier PR and I missed it. All right, those are approved. We can go. Now we squash and merge it. We're on the right branch. Everything looks gravy. All right. Moving on. We're almost through all of them. All right. Now soft shell. That's actually already in there. Prism launcher. Already in there. BlueStacks. Oh, he's expanding Cocoa, I think. Let's see. Yeah, he's just adding these to Cocoa, which is good. We need that. Expanding anything that I miss in Cocoa or chocolatey. Yeah, that's a pretty simple fix. It doesn't really do anything, this code, right now. But I do want to fail back to chocolatey, especially with how Winget's getting kind of finicky. Having that already baked into our JSON makes it really easy to just flip the switch and go, okay, Winget, you're screwing up. We're going to go ahead and switch over to chocolatey. Yeah, they all have categories as well. Fan control doesn't have a Winget installer, King Root. Sad to say. All right, our PRs are done. Let's come back to Winget. Eventually, I got to get to my issues. Always end up bloating into the hundreds. I mean, I probably should just do a mass purge at some point in time. All right, let's look at our unit tests. Come back. Unit tests. Let's look at PowerShell script utilizer. See how this our unit tests do. That one looks good. Test script. See if it gets through our pester test. Ooh, a collapse button. That's a good idea, Dark Sky. Yeah, Ninja, that's a good idea as well. Adding a link to the GitHub repos. Uh-oh. We've got an error. Error. Oh, we got the big red X. The unit test failed. Where did it fail at? Alrighty. System automation. Positional parameter could not be found that accepts argument. Get help. Base names. Okay. I don't think caps matters. Let's see this line of code and where it's at. And then we'll move on to the next error. Just clean things up. Keep it nice and tidy. All right. Function test. Did that? Okay, that was the line. Did we mess with our pester tests? I don't think I did. Been meaning to redo my unit testing anyway, so we might be looking at that. Let's read through, see if there's something else here. I mean, we just accepted like 10 different commits with a whole bunch of changes. I'm sure there was nothing bad in there. Famous last words. Oh, where did I break? Handles invalid. Exception setting. Okay. Let's see. Let's feed it into ChatGPT. All right. I get this error on my unit tests. What is wrong? Question mark. Oh no, shut up can, but I don't think so on Edge. Noble J, I think I actually have a guide. We could take a look at it. All right, let's see here. Oh, the command retrieves get help. Base name. To assert that okay, presumably the pester testing framework description property is not null or empty. Okay. So it's a function that doesn't have documentation for the description. I bet you it's one of those Microwin ones. Let's flip through those functions and take a look. Yeah, fan controls got Scoop though. Yeah, I was looking at Scoop. Scoop's interesting. It's weird, like between Scoop, Chocolatey, and Winget, you get a little bit of everything, and each one has like their pros and cons to them. All right. Yeah, so this is actually not a big deal, but I do want to resolve it regardless. Let's just look at... I wish it spit out and told me what function it's wanting. Does it not? All right. Which function is it? Line 15. I understand now why it's giving the function, but I can't find for the life of me where the error is. Line 478. All right, let's look at line 478 of WinUtil. And maybe that'll tell me. So we're going to look at the compiled file. Can we just go 478? Oops. How do you go to line? What was the hotkey for that? I know how to do it in NeoVim. Control G. 478. 478? Ah. Okay. So this is what we need right here. And WPF when you install WinUtil Winget. Perfect. Let's do a compile. So I guess we'll just look for the bright red text and then just go to the line in WinUtil and then track down the function based on that. Not exactly the best way of going about doing that, but it does at the end of the day work. Fix unit test. Is it bad to use all three? I mean, I use all three, Ninja. I don't see a problem with it. I guess we could add like a scoop installer kind of deal. So we got that. Still in the testing branch. Everything looks good there. Let's come back into our WinUtil. Come over to our testing branch again. We're in the middle of running them unit tests once more. Here comes the pester test. Give me a green checkbox. The only morally bad idea is using Windows. Hey, I like Linux as much as the next person. Ah, crap. There's our red X again. Well, shucks. Did we get at least a new line number? 478. Still same. So maybe that's not what the exception is actually throwing. We could just change our unit test and to omit that. Get help. Do we really need to get help? I don't think we do. Let's just change our pesters. The unit test. I've been meaning to jump into the unit testing and take a look. So here is our compile for the tests. That's fine. Functions. Great. The get help. Select object. Description should not be. I'm just gonna get rid of that. Yeah. we'll fix that unit test by not checking. It'll be fine. I mean, the synopsis usually is almost the same as the description. What's really the difference? I guess synopsis should be shorter and the description should be longer, but inevitably they almost look like they're the same thing in this regard. Just my 2 cents. Fixed. I mean, yeah, it's not going to error now, hopefully. Well, I mean, the thing is, I don't want it to error if it's just like missing a description. That just seems silly to me. I want it to error when like the syntax is wrong. But I don't think this will error with these different unit tests now. I think, honestly, it's probably one of those. I probably added a function and I forgot to add a description. I'm sure it's. I just don't feel like tracking it down. All right, here we go. We have 36 commits in this test branch, so it is getting a little long in the tooth. I want to do a merge today. Oh, hell's bells. All right, let's see. What do we got now? Still erroring on 478. Maybe I need to commit this to main before the tests get changed. Let's just make sure this runs. I think we'll be fine. We're gonna just do a fetch and probably a pull. I think we'll need to do that. Oh man. Yeah, Hikari, it's kind of weird how some of those unit tests work. I get why some people are like, screw it, but I think you need at least some basic unit testing for almost every project. It's just a good idea. Because if like it doesn't run, you want to know that before like doing a merge to main. That would be a terrible idea. So let's do a git pull. We're already up to date. Okay. It launches. I don't have any problems here. Let's try and break it a little bit too. Let's close these tabs out just to give it a little. I think it's PowerShell. This probably will break it. PowerShell 5. I don't want to use PowerShell 7. I guess which one's called core? I think PowerShell 7 is core and this is like other PowerShell. I don't remember. All right, let's just. Where did I put my GitHub? Was it documents or something? Yeah, that was it. Didn't load my profile in this special PowerShell instance. I want to see what happens. Yep, cool. And we got a little JSON error there. WinUtil 5376. Let's take a look at that. On an elevated branch. I don't think that's going to cause a problem, but I hate any red text. So let's take a look at that. 5376. Okay. Said we have a JSON error somewhere in here. Spot the error. Probably are missing like a comma somewhere. All right, well, let's go applications. All righty. It says we're missing. What's this? Flurp. There it is. It's always the little comma that gets you. All right, then C spell. All right, that's good. See, this is why unit testing's good. Oh my gosh, when you visit a nice chill breeze of -16 Celsius. Dude. Right now it's like 60 Fahrenheit here, so what, like 24 Celsius-ish? I couldn't. My Texan mind cannot deal with that kind of degrees. That's just nasty. All right. That's good. Let's commit that. Fix typo. Trailing comma. It's always the little things like that that get you. All right. Test our... Got that. Let's do a compile real fast. All right, no red. Good. Elevated properly. Marked in. We're good. Alrighty. I kind of like just pulling up PowerShell just to make sure that that works. Sure. I mean, pull. What am I even pushing here? I mean, sure. All right, now we should be fine. Famous last words. Maybe. Good Lord. How many... My whole email is just going to be like, unit test failed. It's just going to spam me. Why are you doing your git diffs not inside VS Code? I don't know. Probably just because I haven't done that before. The empty commit, yeah. I don't know what was up with that. All right. Let's see if we finally get our green checkbox. Oh, man. I mean, honestly, the trailing comma probably would have worked just fine. But for those that do use like PowerShell Core or something like that, it's not, you know, it's going to throw up that big old error. It might end up throwing a wrench in things later down the road, too. What? I wonder, what is causing this? Do you think it's the pester tests? Do they update on the test branch, or is it a master only kind of thing? Pastor action 478. I just don't know why. It's saying 3 errors, 3 tests failed, but it doesn't really give me the tests that are the problem. Like when we look at the messages, they don't really... Microwin helper imports. Could not find path Microwin helper because it does not exist. Let's see. Maybe it's trying to call the Microwin helper function somewhere and then it's misspelled or something. Let's see. And... But why? Why indeed? So remove features, remove packages. A lot of these functions don't have any documentation. Maybe it doesn't like that. I don't know. I mean, it works, but... Oh, Ninja. He sent me a gift. I'm deep into Age of... I'm serious. I'm deep into the old... Age of Empires 4, man. But I'm gonna see. I'm still on the Steam Deck. It's hard to play that game on the Steam Deck, I will say. Where did I go wrong? Item not found exception. Cannot find path. What is that? What about this error? I don't see the call to Microwin dash helper though. That's the problem. That's why I didn't open it up on stream, man. Steam has some dicey games in there, and I'm like, I don't know. Although that's probably tame for Twitch. Dude, I don't know. Microwin helper. Let's see. All right. If we do a global Microwin, does that... I don't care about that. Invoke button. Okay, that's fine. Invoke get ISO. All right, invoke Microwin routines. We could make it case sensitive. So these are all GUI functions, that's fine. This is a comment. Invoke Microwin technique. Okay, that's fine. That's comment, comment, and then all that's just repeating what we already gone through. So I just don't get why that error's there. All right. Let's redo our unit testing. I'm going to go ahead and merge this. I'm not going to beat my head up against a wall for unit testing. I know those unit tests are usually pretty good, and I feel like it just needs a little bit more refinement, and I think I'll test out that a little bit more. I'm going to go ahead and merge to main because I feel like it's ready. Everything today feels great. Feeling like this is the time to make it happen before we make a whole bunch of more empty commits and crap on this thing. Let's do a pull request. So we're here. We're gonna just open up a new pull request. We're gonna go right here. The big changes, lots of app additions. We have Microwin. Think NT Lite, but faster, easier, and better than it. And then GUI changes. What other changes were in the commit? Let's look. Lots of apps, man. We were doing a lot of applications things. Trailing comma on that one, new tools. I mean, that's pretty much it. Just tons of apps added to it, and then some minor GUI tweaks, and then of course the biggest thing is Microwin. Let's create a pull request. Files changed. I guess we could go briefly over this, but it's kind of like let's just roll. One thing I kind of want to do before we do this is such a big change. I want to create an old stale branch. I do this from time to time if there's something that just fundamentally a huge jump in code. I kind of think we go view all branches. Let's create a new branch off of main, and we're gonna call this stale 10. We'll call this pre-Microwin. Do not use. We can't do it like that. Do not use. We're just gonna create that stale branch. So then if we refresh our branches, you should see pre-Microwin do not use. That's just saying, hey, this is our old one. If there's something that Microwin changed that I missed, I want to be able to have something that I can easily pull from. There's probably better ways of doing that. And honestly, the old git commit history is fine, but having just a stale branch chill out there for like just a couple weeks, maybe a month, just to see what happens. And then, you know, worst case, I could always revert. I don't think that's ever going to happen. Very, very low percentage, but better safe than sorry, I think. Like custom Windows ISOs in WinUtil. I'm so lost. Yeah. It's NT Lite. Exactly, Loop TJ. You're not lost at all. You got it. You just feed it the ISO you download from Microsoft, and it just does all the heavy lifting for you faster than NT Lite. And better. So, hey. It's all around a win. All right. So let's go back to our pull requests. All right. Hold on to your butts. This unit test is going to fail. It's always the same thing. Why? That's going to bug me to no end. Because I cannot track down where this call happens. Microwin helper. I don't know. Anywho, yes, that's going to bug me, but progress must be made. Here we go. We're squashing and merging into the main branch and deleting this old test branch. Cue the issue spam that's about to happen. Let's do it. Oh, yeah. I know. Ninja, I got to get better with git tags, man. For sure. 100%. Yeah, getting better with unit testing, getting better with using git tags with like full-on releases, I think will probably be good. I'm still changing quite a bit. This last release, less and less is changing though. So that is very good. But at the same time, still a lot to learn. Git's like one of those things you kind of need. I think if I was working in it every day, I could probably get it in several months. But I typically touch Git, like actually working on products and coding, usually a couple times every week or two on stream. And I don't really work on it too much outside of the stream unless it's something like really big like this that just requires a lot of hours. Shenanigans or snooze fest? I don't know, man. What are we at on chat? 132. I'd say we're a little bit low on the chatters today, so more of a snooze fest on the coding streams. I think the really big ones are when we install Linux. The Linux install streams everyone loves. All right, we'll go see our WinUtil. This should be live now. And if we do a copy, reinstall, yeah, WinUtil feature reinstall. Do we see the Winget? Fixes Winget. There's what fixes Winget. Let's look at this. Yep. Raw file looks to be updated. All right. It should be pushed out to the world now. If we go our traditional, we should have config tab. For some odd reason, whenever I pull this, it always pulls from cache. Never really grabs the new up to date. Maybe if we do like instead of using invoke rest method, we could do a IWR USEB christitus.com/win invoke web request instead of a rest method. IEX. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, for some odd reason, the caching works differently with rest method compared to IWR, but anywho, it looks to be live. Oh, okay, you got the new one. Good stuff. If I use the Windows link, it uses the old one. Okay, interesting. Yeah, it's a weird caching that happens with I think the raw GitHub files. That's really, really interesting. But I think it's all live. It's all good. Everything looks good. Do we have that? Already exists. Perfect. All that looks really, really nice. Oh, I see how I break it. So how I break the search is not hitting Control F. That works. But as soon as I click up into the box, it like adds white space or something, and then the search no longer works. Huh. And then after a couple of them, I don't know, Mercury. Interesting. Yeah, but people clicking up into this box will probably end up causing it. I'll have to look into maybe bug fixing that. Yeah, Marie. Yeah, I think I added that pretty much trying to make it universal, and I think we switched to like a chocolatey install of Winget that's pretty universal, and that's how we got it working pretty much out of the box. Okay, the box works too if you just delete the content and start to... Okay, cool. Well, all this looks really good. I'll have to make a video kind of explaining it to a lot of people. Because this is pretty intuitive. But I know some people will probably get lost during the process. So I'll make a video kind of walking through so that the layman can easily use it. I think we got a lot of stuff done. I probably will also mention on the config tab the Winget reinstall just for people installing on 23H2 and it's just broken. Winget, that'll fix it, which is nice. Yeah, I think Z80 we also add, I think it was Ninja that mentioned it, some kind of, you click the category and then it'll like collapse and expand the categories. So depending on what you want, it'll do that. And maybe adding, like, if you click on the actual right here, maybe it would link to the GitHub of that specific project so people could research and go, hey, I'd never heard of this, and just click on it and launch into the corresponding project. I think that would be pretty neat too. A lot of different things. It's just, man, it's kind of wild that it's grown to this size and it does as much as it does. All from like the humble beginnings. I think the update section we still need to do a whole revamp on. While I still recommend this, I find that Windows is ignoring a lot of the GPOs more and more every single day. So that's something that I need to address as well. But overall, I'm really happy with this month's updates, and seeing that huge PR from Conti for Microwin was just awesome. And just tweaking it just ever so slightly so we have a proper ISO every time. So very, very nice. Oh yeah, Dark Sky suggested the collapsing feature. Yeah. That's a good idea. So a bunch of things to be had here. And I still have all the issues I need to go through. There's like 100 or 200 issues. I could literally just not sleep for the next 3 months and just work on this 24/7. And I don't think I'd ever get through it. So it's more of just like, hey, what would be the most impactful? And some things that's just like, ooh, something new and shiny. And that's why I kind of steers the development of it. But if something does break, I definitely give it priority. Yeah, it's just neat. It's neat. I'm beyond impressed with where this all has gone and the contributions I've gotten. So I hope you guys like this stream. Next Thursday, we got to take a break. We got to take a break from Winutile. I think unless something happens between now and then, I think we're good for a little bit. I'm going to let this sit. We're going to create a new test branch, probably offline. And as long as this one went through well and most people like it, I'll probably just make a video updating everyone on all the new features, new layout, new look. GUI improvements, a whole bunch of different things. We got much better scaling on small screening. I mean, there's just so much. And obviously the addition of all these apps and searching them is kind of wild. Oh, I love it though. Man, it's so much fun. Yeah, power of FOSS. I mean, I never dreamed it could get this far. And now I'm like going, my goodness, where's this going to end up? Is it just going to be like the one tool to rule them all? I mean, I kind of made a joke when I made that thumbnail with like the Lord of the Rings ring, but I don't know. Now it's starting to look that way. It's like, do we really even need like an NT Lite? Do we really even need Oh No Shut Up? Do we really need any of these other tools? We could just make this tool do everything. And we're pretty much already there. That's the thing. Just need to put a little more time in. Do we even need Microsoft? Absolutely not. That's what we got Linux for. So yeah, I don't know what we still need to, I guess Thursday we'll probably boot into Linux. I still haven't tried out my 7800 XT on the Linux thing. I want to see how that looks. Does anybody remember what I think I have what are we rocking over there? I think it's still that Arch-based System D free distro. Maybe we do need to wipe that out. Probably go back to Nix OS, I think, on the next one. I don't know. We'll see. All right, y'all. Have a fantastic evening. Thanks for all dropping in. And I'll catch you in the next one. Deuces.